All right, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be doing a 2020 year recap of race walking. And I thought, who better to have this conversation with than the one, the only, Nick Christie, 50K walker, dabbles in the 20, and my ex Dungeons and Dragons partner. Anyways, here he is, Nick. So, how's it going, Nick? First off, in general, how's it going?
Uh, it's going pretty well. I don't know if we'd say I dabble in the 20K and do the 50K. I think I try the 50K and do the 20K, but yeah, let's get this on with.
All right. Okay, so I mean, it's been a hell of a long year, and if we rewind all the way back to January, our first race was our last race. So, I mean, for the most part, on things that count with points, we had the January Santee 50K races the same year that we always have, right?
Yeah. So we had, I think we had a 3K the week 2 weeks before that. Then we had the 50K January 26th, 27th.
Yeah.
Then Milrose indoor.
Yeah.
And then indoor was the was the nail in the coffin for the season.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. I think it's interesting because I never really thought, like, of course, and we were talking about this as the year went on, but if you would have told me that my first race was going to be my last race, January, for that 20K, and that I'd be one of the only people in the world for the time that actually posted a 20K time, I don't think I would have believed it. But lo and behold, I mean, that's exactly what happened. And for you, I mean, 50K, you recall any memories seeing as to where that was the more prominent race, how that went?
Yeah, I mean, the 50K was a disaster, after 35K. So, now that 2021 is bringing the 35K, as a spectator of the sport, I love the 50K, but as someone who has not had success in the 50K, I'm very much looking forward to the 35.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. We just got this news, for everybody that doesn't know. We just got news that Santee, the women's race, is officially going to be a 35K with, is it potential? You would know better than I would, as our new AAC rep, correct?
Yes. Actually, there's some stuff that's going on right now that we'll have to figure out, like, going forward. Like, we're really trying to struggle with judges and stuff, and make sure that's all good. So, we got a few days to kind of sort some stuff out, but we'll see. I'll keep you in the loop on all that and everybody else. But
for sure. So we jump over 1 month past Santee, and then we go to Milrose, which you went to. I did not, correct?
Oh yeah, you weren't at Milrose, were you?
No, I was not. I passed on it so that I could continue training for indoor nationals, because I thought it was a brilliant idea to stay off of at that time after the 20K in Santee. I went Santee was 100% for me. I went 100% off of everything that I had, not knowing what was going to happen throughout the year, and so because of that, I couldn't really walk for 2 weeks after that race, and so Milrose was kind of out of the picture, and focused more on indoors for sure. But
yeah, because at the 3K we did before the 20K 50K race in January, you were saying you had been a little injured or had some stuff going on, like, because you kind of only went for the qualifying standard there, right?
Yeah.
So it was, yeah, so that 20K was like really like on the edge of a performance, and you put down a new PB by like 6 seconds or something.
Yeah, which they never gave to me. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to. I don't know why World Athletics and the official results from Santee got 2 different results, so I'm gonna have to look into that later. But I don't think it matters at this point. What do you call it? So indoors comes around, and you know what I remember more than indoors was the 20K walk that we did the day after the race with with you, me, and Cody.
Yeah, was it Vitruvius? No. Oh geez, what was his name, man? Like Dante's guide. not
Oh yeah, yeah,
Vitruvius.
yeah.
Not Vitruvius. Oh man.
Wait. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, what was his name? Virgil. It was
Virgil.
Virgil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Virgil. Virgil. Wait.
Yeah, that was like, I think Cody was gonna kill us. I was like, 30 minutes, an hour of that walk was just trying to figure out who Virgil was.
Ah, dude, seriously. Where's my copy of Dante's Inferno? I don't even know. Okay, yeah. But that's what we were trying to figure out. Dude, that... Okay, what did we do that day? We finished like sub... I thought it was like 138 or something? Some stupid 139?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't remember the split, because I think I did 35 that day, and then I met you guys up at the track. I don't remember which day I met you, because I think I walked over there, and then I left with you guys. It was like 30 or 35, so
Yeah.
I don't remember what the split was. I know we were picking it up quite a bit, though, on that stretch by the, when we go under the freeway, by the zoo. Yeah. Like, we're really moving.
I recall that, yeah. We were putting down some times. That was a lot. That was a fun walk. I still have that one. I look back on it at Strava every once in a while, just to remember myself. We basically followed up indoor nationals with a 20K little time trial. It was too much fun. It was fun.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice little pickup at altitude with a group, so it's always easier. Like I remember, like in Australia, we'd go out for 20Ks and it'd be like 129 or something on like low heart rate and stuff, just because you got a big group of people around you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so with that note, after indoor nationals, that was definitively the last race in the United States. We got news in the next couple of months that Olympic trials was canceled, right? And then the Olympics simultaneously, I believe, the decision was made around the same time, right?
Yeah, so I think April 1st or April 8th, it was the decision was made, but we had kind of another thing going on, because we were supposed to be heading out to Nomi. I mean, I was supposed to leave, I think it was March 4th. And then the day before, we had a whole sequence of events where initially we weren't entered into the race because USA Track and Field had forgotten to enter us into the event. So we kind of got lucky there, and then we were able to sort that out. So we got entered into the race, and then a day later, after we're entered to the race, we get an email from I think Carla was the Japanese girl we were talking to, organizing it for us. But she was like, "Oh yeah, the judge from Hong Kong won't be able to arrive, so the race won't be international level. It doesn't have the required World Athletics components, so we're not going to allow any foreigners because of the whole COVID situation."
Yeah.
So then, I don't know about you, but for me, that was I was a little depressed. I'm like, okay, well, this is the event I've been training for. Nomi's supposed to be like, the time trial course, like fast weather, fast course, everything. Rachel did her 129 there, so it's like Suzuki did his world record there. So great course. So like I feel like I'm in good shape, ready to go. And then I'm pretty sure Natos was feeling the same way, like big PB on the horizon, and then it's canceled. So in that moment, it kind of became real for me. And I know Robin and I had started we just kind of started a quarantine after that, and then we're prepping for the impending news. And I took a lot of time off after that event, and then just kind of reset my head and brain and everything, because I'm like, well, it's over. So there, the other events are going to start getting canceled after that. So that was my process going into that. But it was yeah.
Now that you just reminded me, that's such a repressed memory. I completely forgot that I also had a ticket booked to Nomi, and we had already gotten the hotels, and it was a really big back and forth. And then we finally, like you said, got the news that was canceled. But they went on to have their Asian championships over there. But what ended up happening, I think what ended up happening is that I was doing this reflection that like, oh man, like if Japan is canceling their races, everything's done. Like nobody's having any races anywhere. So it sucked. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know, my that slight depression for me was like, it wasn't a sadness, but it was straight confusion. Like, I had said this, and I tried explaining it to many people, is that as athletes we train for one of 2 to 3 outcomes. You're training for a race, and you're training to either win, to lose, and you're mentally preparing yourself for probably both, right? Or maybe, I don't know, which is not a good meditation to be meditating on, but when you're at the race, it's also a possibility that you could drop out. But what do you do when you're not even given the chance to fulfill the meditation regardless of what it is? You lose the opportunity. And so you have all this energy that you've been collecting for the entire year with nothing to do with it. And it's a very unknown territory, an unknown feeling. What do you like?
Yeah.
We didn't prepare for this, you know? So as those couple of months went on, I think for me, I was training without reason, and because of that, I think I ended up kind of hurting a few muscles, and then ultimately I think it culminated in me catching COVID-19, and that was it. It just shut down hard, which was back in June. That was mid-year for sure. It's already been 7 months.
Yeah, that was just when all that happened, it was like I just kind of stepped back and I'm like, let's see, like as soon as Nomi was canceled, I figured the whole season's over, because if it's canceled in Japan, like it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
So that was something that was no fun to deal with. And then I gave myself like 2 weeks to be like really depressed about it and just have all the emotions and let it all out. And, be upset and sad, depressed, eat cake, Pop-Tarts, all that stuff. And,
yeah.
I think April, when the Olympics was officially canceled, I was like, oh, okay, well, I was relieved, because it's like, okay, well, I guess I took that time off for a reason.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down my new schedule, and then it was like, let's just go back to the basics. We're gonna do a lot of hiking, a lot of technique work, and just running up some mountains, maybe just do some extra cross training. And then it was almost like it was fun in that, like, oh, I'm gonna try some new stuff, but it was like, I think if you dealt with those emotions immediately, like, you were much better off instead of denying that. Oh no.
Yeah, so did it really? No, it's okay. I can still see you. It's okay.
Yeah, it's freeze frame right now.
I got a nice solid shot of you.
But yeah, I think that was like a big issue with a lot of people, was the
here, let me show you my chart. Right here.
Oh yeah.
If you see right here, that was COVID. That was the drop off from COVID. And so I was already struggling. So from right here, I was having a pretty good week, and then I had 2 low weeks, and that's when I think that my sadness was at like the highest, and it just went to 0. And believe it or not, before I knew I had COVID, I was still attempting to train. So I managed to put in a solid 12K week when I had COVID.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh no, Tina's crying. But okay, so here's the thing. The next 5 to 6 months is like dead silence in the world. We're all on pause. Everybody's kind of like rescheduling their entire lives, especially athletes, right? You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. I dropped off the face of the earth. Like, I didn't want to talk to anybody. And it's like, in that time, people were made or they were broken. Like, you saw people retire. You saw people come out of retirement because they saw the opportunity for an extra year, right? Or you saw people just, it was definitive for so many people, right? And I'd like to believe that if you managed to make it through that block, you really do love this sport and you really do want to be good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like once all the demons got a chance to get exercised out, like if you let them take over you, it's it's kind of done deal. Like I remember, Chavi, when we were in college, he got injured, and then I see him, he's dressing up every day, wearing like his nice clothes, and he's going to like the perk, the coffee shop on campus all the time, and he's like, he's studying more, doing all this stuff, hanging out with people, and he's like, I don't miss it. So then he's like, oh man, yeah, I don't miss it. Like I kind of like this. And then that was the end for Chavi.
Yeah. It's like, Chavi, you just came back, you just said a PR. What do you want to do with your life? Not this. Oh man, I miss him so much.
He skips out on the nationals, to make sure like everybody else like can be in the money contention, even though like he probably would have done well, but he was over it. But it was like, I think that's what a lot of people hit this last year, where it's like you just kind of stop and you're like, I don't miss it.
Well, I think the thing is that the thing is this was the time in which, if your reasons for training were not solidified, if it was not an unbreakable reason, it would be broken during this time. And so it's like it's a really big check. It's a really big check on how committed you are to what you're doing. Like, are your reasons, what is it like? It's like a superhero thing. Like, why do you want to save the world, right? Why do you want to make a change, right?
Well, like when we were talking about that Ryan Hall documentary, like you got to kind of be you got to make sure you're the main character.
Yes, dude, that's so true, and that's really spot on.
If you're just the supporting role, then you're not gonna make it through. You're not gonna make it through any point where it's any type of difficulty. You got to be the main character.
And it's so funny because it came down for me. It came down to like, why do I do this? Like, well, I like it, and that's it. I think that's all I have to run off of right now. So I'm gonna keep doing it. That was it. That's been the past like 7 months, is me going out training because I like it, because I enjoy it.
And that's that makes a huge difference once you realize you like it, because I think a lot of us, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you're on the same page. But we didn't come into race walk necessarily willingly at first. It took some time to warm up to it. So that was when I first started, I think I did I think Tim was trying to make me quit running because he had me do like a 5K, 1K workout, like repeats. like 3 times or something. Like, dude, screw this, man. Like this is like terrible. And when I came into walking, it's like, okay, I gotta look at it like I want to do this. So if I don't want to do this, then it's like it's not worth doing. I could do 1,000 other things that are worth my time. So like I think a lot of people never had that conversation. So it's like this time gave them the period to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And well, also gave you
go for it.
Oh yeah, it gave you some time to like for me, like I got like a baseball net and my batting tee and stuff, and then I go out there like every day and swing and hit, and then throw and all that stuff, where it's like before, when there's a race on the line, it's like I can't do this other stuff. Like I'm sure like you've gone out for tennis or something where like you're afraid of getting hurt, where like right now it's like it doesn't matter if I get hurt, because I'm not gonna race in like maybe a year.
Yeah, for me it was surprising. I went back to the drawing board so bad that I actually dropped race walking and picked running back up.
Yeah.
So I was like, but and then and it really makes you reflect, like, why the hell did you ever stop? You know, like why, like if it brings joy to your life, why did you cut it out? You know?
Yeah. But yeah, that was like I think like in May, um I got it in my head. I was looking at like my times from high school, and I was like, man, like I wonder if I could qualify for the 60. Like that's my thing. It's my personality. I want to show up on the line and just be like
Yeah,
you know, like just
yeah. I'm still trying to
just
break 410 for the mile, so I don't, you
yeah,
know.
just have that intensity. So like I was doing all these sprint workouts, like mixing it in with my walking. I'm like, I don't know if this is viable, but I'm having a lot of fun like trying to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's December. I can't
Yeah.
believe how fast the year went by, and it's well, actually, to be quite literal, it's December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. The year is done. It is gone with, and we are back where we started looking at Santee once more. There have been races. There have been races in the past like 3 months around the world. They've started back up, with like as many quarantine, as many COVID procedures, and as possible to make sure that everything is safe when we're getting back to racing. But we're here in December looking at January at Santee, and you are looking at another 50K, correct?
Yeah, yeah. We've got that 50K nationals coming up, and you know, we'll see what happens. We still have a month where we have to sort everything out. So,
Hmm.
uh, you know, I'm hoping it'll go off, with no hitches. But we've got the 50K. Milrose was just canceled.
Yup.
Then indoors could be outdoors. Like it depends. It's supposed to be a bubble race. Um, so that'll be February 21st, I think.
Indoors could be outdoors.
Yeah, so there's a couple possibilities with
Ooh.
indoors. So like it could either be a bubble. It'll have to be a bubble event. So like everybody will have to show up a few days early, get tested on site, and then be restricted hotel to the track, and then you can't leave even to go like eat or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Everything will have to come through the hotel. So that'll be one option. We'll see if USA Track and Field can do that. It seems like the other sports can do that, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Um, and then the second option is it'll be the same except instead of an indoor track, they do it on an outdoor track. But I don't really
Mm.
think that would happen. But you know, you end up on the 400-meter track outdoors or whatever.
Ooh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't give it to me. I am the
But
mile.
yeah, so then we'll see if that happens, and then we got uh Pan Am trials coming up on
Yeah.
27th of March.
I think I missed that the most.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I remember last year before that event, we were scrambling, like we were trying to see if they could add a 50K or something
Yeah.
because Duden's had just gotten canceled, and we weren't totally sure if the season was gonna like happen yet. And that was like 2 days before they just canceled everything, or 3 days before they canceled everything.
Yeah.
Um, then Olympic trials in June. Pan Am Cup right now it's supposed to be a 35K for men and women as we start to shift to the 35s. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's something you should be excited for, like the 35K,
Yeah,
because
now that you bring it up, I've actually been making a lot of changes to my uh to my training. So it's not completely out of the picture right now. I would say very good changes. I'm quote unquote pulling my head out of my, and I've seen some good changes, and I'm excited. I think Santee will be a good little marker to begin with. But I'm very excited. So 35 is not out of the realm. Let's put it that way. Uh,
well,
yeah,
and I think the nice part too is that for all the 20K like specialists, it'll be the prize money will be going to the 35K in the future. So
yeah,
for
exactly. Yeah,
them, doing a 35K, doesn't take very long to recover from. So
Well, I'll tell you what, I can hit 42K.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
can
you just bust one of those out, and then you get another 5,000 for the year or whatever, and then that
lose it all on the ambulance.
yeah, lose it all in the ambulance.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that that's good, man. It's a great recap. It's been a hell of a long year. But I think, if I know you've learned things this year. I know I've learned things this year, and in a way, it's been a bit of a blessing. It's extra time. And in other ways, it's been a test, a reflection of the self, and definitely some of the biggest lessons I've ever learned in my life were learned this year. Um, any last words?
No, man. Like, I think we're just getting ready to have some fun and really enjoy the, getting back to racing.
Yeah.
Um, you know, hope everybody's staying safe, healthy. The races, like, you know, when we go into those races, like thinking about everybody that's going to come in contact with us afterwards and during the races, because like for me, it's not really worth doing a race if like you know you go home and someone's grandma dies or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think really being conscious of that, like not only for yourself but everybody around you. Um, but because at the end of the day, like we're just walking in circles. Like we shouldn't we shouldn't we shouldn't risk people's lives to walk in circles.
Oh man, that's a great. That's so spot on. Um, all right, man. Well, thank you for joining me in this 2020 recap. And I will for sure be inviting you more on more episodes in the future, talking about different subjects and stuff. But that's it. What a way to close out the year. Thank you for joining me, Nick Christie, everybody.
See you later.
See you guys.
Thanks for having me.
See you guys on the next video. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, give the video a like for more race walking content in the future. Peace out, you guys.